Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rider Club Radio. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Liam.
And this is a podcast all about tokusatsu, Japanese special effect television for tiny babies.
Well, you can't. We don't do Sentai anymore, so you can't say it's about all of tokusatsu.
Okay, it's only about Kamen Rider, which is for slightly older tiny babies.
Slightly older, the 3-year-olds.
Yeah, it's not for preschoolers. It's for, like, actual kindergartners.
Every time I see Amazons, like a scene in Amazons of fucking Hojo eating his daughter, I always think of that Ghost concert.
Oh, with all the little kids dressed up as ghosts?
Yeah, all the little kids in the audience.
There were a bunch of little kids dressed up as Jin in the audience.
Yeah.
Like, fucking...
Fake Amazon hearts or something.
They have, like,
slinging around.
Fake guts hanging out of their mouth made out of sausages. Kamen Rider fish sausages.
Oh, yeah, it has to be Kamen Rider brand fish sausages, of course. It's not authentic otherwise.
It's definitely not our sponsor this week or anything.
In fact, I'm eating some right now.
So good.
I still have a box of fish sausages that I'm genuinely scared to open sitting on my desk.
I will say that I don't know where mine went, so that's scary.
That's definitely alive. That's really troubling.
They crawled away. This week on Rider Club Radio, we're going to be discussing Kamen Rider X8 episode 33 and Kamen Rider Amazons episode 21.
I want to say 21.
I want to say that too because I did, but I think I might be wrong.
Let's take a look.
It's Kamen Rider Amazons episode 21. Holy shit.
21? Holy shit.
One in a row for old Jeff. Liam, why don't you tell us what happened on X8 this week?
Okay, so this week on Kamen Rider X8, Masamune shows up at Parad's hangout, and he says, "Oh, Parad, you guys, they're like, Masamune, you got balls showing your face around here," and he goes, "Parad, look, I want to work with you, but I need you to work with me. Right? Just fight Kamen Riders and fight players and just make this game really fun, okay?"
Also, Salty's there?
Yeah, Salty
Why?
Salty is just because he's hanging out, okay?
Look, wasn't he like the lowest tier bugster? Why is he there?
He is, I believe he was the first guy that actually killed. He's just there, okay?
Hey, Buggy the Pirate here.
He's there because of an important scene that happens later to show how cool Masamune is.
Yeah, they had to have somebody expendable.
Yeah, so, no, just Parad, you know what it is? Parad and, fucking Salty.
Graphite.
No, Parad and Salty both realized that they both really love a TV show or something. They both got really into The Office or something, and now they're hanging out.
Parad and Graphite just feel really sorry for Salty, so they just keep bringing him back over and over again, and they're like, maybe he'll do alright this time, right?
He's level 50 now, he's good, right?
And he just fucks up every time, and they're like, oh god, Salty.
All the ride players have the Salty Gacha trophy, he's just nothing. So they're hanging out, and Masamune says, "Yeah, work with me." And they're like, "Well, fuck you. Not really gonna do that." And Masamune goes, "Well, yeah, you will." And he leaves. He says, "If you don't, I'll just kill you, because I can kill anyone I want, because I can freeze time."
Yeah, if you don't want to meet the same fate as Lovelika, and then Parad is just constantly shitting himself in a corner this whole episode, just constant shit.
He's freaking out. So they're back at the pit, and Dana's like, "Fuck this guy. He's distributing Kamen Rider Chronicle. He's selling my game, my video game. He's making all my money." And they get a call. There's a Bugster fight, so they go out to have a Bugster fight. There's a totally inconsequential ride player. And they have a big fight, and Masamune shows up as Cronus, and he drags Brave off and says, "Brave, listen, I've got the Proto-Gashat that your girlfriend is in. I can just give it to you, but you gotta work for me." And Brave goes, fuck, I'll think about it. So they split up, and Emu goes to ask Masamune, he says, "Look..."
You make it sound like it's a fucking job offer or something. Like, I don't know. What kind of benefits? Do I get a 401k?
I mean, Shocker's offering full dental right now. I don't know if I'll... So he says, "I'll think about it. I'll call you back." And they split up. And Emu goes to Masamune and he says, "Hey, look, I know you have Brave's girlfriend. He told me. Just give us the Gashats and we'll revive everyone, right? Like, you don't want to... If you kill everyone, then no one's going to play your game." And he goes, "Don't worry. I can control the Bugsters, so like I can do whatever I want with the Bugsters. Watch this shit. And he presses a button and Salty just explodes. And Parrot's like, fuck! Oh my god! What do we do?
He controls our lives!
He can just make us explode out of existence whenever he wants. Just like, even
you know
if
what
he
I
couldn't-
would have done?
What?
If I was our boy Emu, and he was like, see, I just pressed that button and Salty died. I'm in control of all of your lives. I'd run over and just slap every fucking button on the screen and go, fuck you, and leave.
you know, Masamune, that was really cool, but I don't believe you. Can you do that one? Okay, now do that one. Okay, that one. Now that. Okay, now I believe you. Okay, I'm gonna leave now.
Just run over, slap every button, and then knock the machine over, and you'll be done.
Maybe kick Masamune in the balls while you got the chance.
Don't wait for him to transform. Just do
No,
it.
Don't stand there like the Amazon's characters do. Kick him right in the dick. So Emu leaves. He says, "Yeah, well, I'll fight you then if you won't give me the gashats." He storms out of the office. And Dan Masamune, he wants to launch Chronicle worldwide. He wants to localize it, which is something Bandai Namco has never done before. So they're really confused, and it's a slow process. He wants to localize it to the US and Europe and all that. So Parrot loses his fucking mind. And he's freaking out, and everyone decides to gather at the wharf because Dan and Emu have hatched a plan. They say,
They're
can beat...
best friends now.
They're both genius gamers, and they're like, we have a plan. We can beat Chronicle, because if Dan goes inside Chronicle's buckle, he counts as being Chronicle. Chronicle doesn't freeze, so if Dan's inside a piece of Chronicle's gear, he's not going to freeze when the time freezes. So they meet up at the wharf, and it's nighttime, and then it turns to day.
Star Trek?
What?
They meet up with Worf from Star Trek?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. They beat up Worf because that's what happens to Worf.
That's true. How do you know that?
Because I've seen every episode of Star Trek 16 times.
Okay, well that makes sense. Everyone knows now. Everyone knows.
There's just certain things about Star Trek that leak into the mainstream that I know about.
Liam fucking loves Star Trek, everybody.
I don't. I've actually never seen a full episode of Star Trek.
God, he loves it so much.
The only Star Trek thing that I have ever watched, start to finish, was the first J.J. Abrams movie. That's it. That's my Star Trek experience. And you know what? I thought it wasn't half bad.
That movie is just bad on its own, though. It's just like a piece of shit.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was a perfectly serviceable action movie.
Oh, God. There's no likable characters. Anyway.
Speaking of Worf, okay, so they're down at the abandoned wharf, and they have a fight. It's nighttime and then it's daytime suddenly, and there's a big fight. They enact the plan.
That's because it's his fucking power, stupid. He has time powers.
No, it's because...
You an idiot?
It's because they don't want to move the lights around for a fight scene.
Well, that's true, but it's because every time he transforms, it changes from day to night or night to day.
Yeah, you're right. The first time he transformed, it changed to nighttime.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
Does that happen to everyone? Like, is it like people are at work and then suddenly it's midnight and they're like,
Whoa, what the fuck?
Wait a minute.
I worked over real long.
They get all those extra overtime hours. Dan's holding Masamune from behind, like that fight with Raditz from Dragon Ball Z, and they're like, he's like, kick him, reprogram so he can't control time. Emu, do it! And Emu's flying at him with the biggest rider kick, and Brave makes his choice and says, nope, fuck you, I'm working for him. He's got my girlfriend in a gashat, in a proto-gashat. I'm gonna turn against you, Emu. And Emu says, Brave, God, why are you doing this? And Brave says, I'm not gonna tell you. And they both leave together, Brave and Masamune. So, Jeff, what did you think of Kamen Rider Ex-Aid episode 33, was this?
Yeah, 33.
33.
And I really, really liked it.
Same here.
I thought it was a damn fine episode, because this episode, unlike episodes previous, gave Brave something to do.
Thank God.
And now his character is having an arc, and I really hope it lasts more than a couple episodes.
I like that his arc is based on some kind of real temptation, and not he's not being tricked or manipulated. It's kind of a hostage situation, which is a little cliche. I was hoping for something a little more complicated than that, but this is fine. He's like,
what were you hoping for?
I don't know. Some kind of, like,
because this is exactly what we discussed before about what could be done with his character, which is great.
Yeah, a hostage situation is fine, but it's like if Brave were to keep working with the good guys, everybody would already come back to life. This is Masamune just like holding back something. I kind of want him to like an arc where he comes forward and offers him something that wasn't part of the plot before, some new.
Here's the
element.
thing, right?
What
is that Brave sees that Kamen Rider Cronus is literally undefeatable.
Yep.
And the only way he's ever going to be able to rescue his girlfriend is if he gives in to temptation and helps him out.
Yeah, that's looking like that's going to be his arc.
Which is great. That is a great way for his character to go.
And at least he has a reason for not telling people, because if he does, then Cronus would probably get pissed off at him.
Yeah.
He's got to pretend to be genuinely in it. He's probably going to wait for the
he'll
best
tell
moment.
He'll tell next episode, but right now it's like, could you imagine if you were him and you stop the main character from completing his goal or whatever, and every one of your friends is standing around like, what the fuck, dude? I would want to get out there as fast as possible as well. Just exit that scene.
With my new boss. There's a scene in this one when they're talking about getting the proto-Gashats and reviving everyone, and Emu straight up is like, I don't know if bringing your girlfriend back's the best idea, but if you want to do it, I'll go along with it. And Brave gives him this look like, why the fuck would you say that to anyone? What prompted this?
To be fair, Brave said that first.
Yeah.
He said, like, as doctors, we shouldn't want people to come back to life. But Emu, being, like, a complete fucking moron, is like, yeah, you're probably right. That is real fucked up. But, I mean, if that's what you want...
Your girlfriend should... Look, he puts his hand on Hiro's shoulder. He's like, look, Hiro, this is going to be hard to hear, but your girlfriend should definitely stay dead. And then
Hiro,
he walks off.
Nobody has the cojones to tell you this, but your girlfriend deserved to die for being stupid. I want you to know that.
It's one of those situations where everybody... Like, she's a terrible person, and Hiro just doesn't see it. And everyone else does. And they're like, oh shit, I dropped the Proto-Gashat. Looks like she's not coming back now.
I dropped it in the toilet.
Fuck, it's at the bottom of the Tokyo Bay. Just forget about it.
I guess that's a shame.
No, what I really like this episode, I like you said, last week you were kind of worried that Brave was not going to accept, but it kind of turned out the way we said, where he said, no, fuck you! And then Masamune says, well, what about this? I got this. And Brave says, oh shit, should I? I don't know. And then he does.
I mean, I understand Brave's point of view entirely. Like,
yeah.
Their plan for stopping him isn't real solid. Like,
it's a gamble.
Yeah, he's either gambling his girlfriend's life, or he'll take the choice that is almost assured to save it.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me. Because, I mean, even from the characters in the show's point of view, Masamune isn't like a hand-wringing villain or whatever. He's just a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
And if he makes a deal with you, he's probably going to keep it.
Like, he's got no reason to want people to stay dead forever.
Yeah. He said himself that, like, he's going to be, like, limiting the people that get hurt or whatever so that he can sell more. All he wants to do is sell video games.
Yeah, that's all he wants to do. So I like that about him, and I like this whole arc that's starting. I'm really excited to see where that goes with Brave.
I like that this is happening just as, like, the ride player stuff is getting super played out.
Yeah, I haven't seen the ride players fight riders in, like, 10 episodes now.
I guess they forgot. I guess everybody forgot.
I just want one scene where they show up to, like, help a ride player, and the ride player's like, oh shit, it's Kamen Riders! And, like, 5 of them jump out and have a little fight. I like those scenes.
I want one scene where they show up to help a ride player, and he's like, oh shit, thanks for the help! And he's not just like, no, fuck you, let me kill myself, stupid!
Playing video games, back off, buddy.
Don't kill Steel, man.
Here's the weird thing. Most of the other ride players in these episodes have a thing, like one line where like, yeah, my fucking friend died. I gotta beat the game. This guy's just like, they help him, he's in the hospital, and then he gets up and he's like, give me my fucking video game, I'm leaving. And that's the end of him.
And then he's just healed later because Masamune decides to destroy Salty. It's completely unrelated.
It's why even bring him to the CR? Why even give him that scene at all?
Why is he in the episode?
Your guess is as good as mine.
It's a weird choice. It's a weird writing choice. The rest of the episode's golden, though, so...
Yeah, the rest of the episode's really good. This is more a problem I have with the show as a whole, these last few episodes, last couple months, is that the ride players, the writers don't really know what to do with the ride players now. They were such a fun concept when they started, and now they don't really do anything.
There should have been, this is just my opinion, I'm just spitballing, which is literally the dumbest shit you can do, but I'm going to do it anyway. They should have had it to where if you defeat a low-level, like, bugster, couldn't think of the word. If you defeat, like, a low-level bugster, you level up. If you do battle and survive, you level up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you win or not. And you can become, like, a main-tier rider if you level up enough. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do that. You stay level 1 forever.
And so it makes all the ride players look like morons because they're fighting for
because they are.
Yeah, I guess they are. Like the only way to win. Imagine if you played a game and you're like, "Yeah, this game's fun. How do I level up though? I can't level up." And they're like, "You have to beat this guy who's 49 levels ahead of you."
You don't even level up. Then you just get their weapon.
Yeah, you just get their gear. Yeah. What do I do now? Well, you got a nice sword. Now beat this guy who's 99 levels ahead of you.
Yeah, you're basically playing like a Dark Souls level 1 run. Forever. Yeah, that's your whole game.
Technically doable, but not many people are going to do it.
No. It's a challenge that the average player just ain't gonna fucking take.
I wouldn't mind an arc about like a gang of ride players who are like, yeah, let's raid all these Kamen Riders, get their stuff, and we'll beat fucking Chronicle because they're dragging their heels or something like that.
Yeah, I think ride players are kind of on their way out. They're basically they exist to be like scared citizens, but in the mix now.
But it's like narratively wise, they're the same as the random scared citizen. They just wear a suit almost all the time.
Well, like, in this series, the bugsters don't really just attack random people.
Yeah,
they just do shit to fuck with one person. Mm-hmm. So the ride player does get attacked by the bugster. So it's narratively it gets the characters back into a situation that's familiar to the audience. Mm-hmm. You have to save these people from these monsters.
A civilian rescue, yeah.
Which is pretty superfluous.
Yeah.
In this series, but...
I mean, every Kamen Rider show, not everyone, but a lot of them do that, where it's just like, we need to get the characters all together so they can start interacting and having drama, so let's just have a monster show up and they'll all go to the monster, because they'll all be drawn there.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
They all just know where it's happening.
X8 has been doing that hard since the very beginning.
Everyone just shows up.
They don't try to skirt around it at all. They're like, fuck it, this is a monster, and just fucking everybody's there.
Why are Emu and Dan Kuroto friends now?
Because he expressed mild regret.
No, he didn't.
I don't know, he's... I think it's more like... They're not friends, they're just working together and they happen to come up with a cool plan at the same time.
Yeah, they were just excited. That's fine.
Like, if Emu says a good word about Dan, then I'll start asking questions. But last time he said anything about Dan was, I can never forgive you, but I need your help.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
I think it's not that crazy what they're doing.
No, it struck me as so odd. It was funny. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it struck me as very odd that they reacted that way to each other.
They're just excited that they got a way to beat this unbeatable man.
And it would have made more sense to me, and this is super nitpicky, the whole thing is that I'm complaining about right now, but it would have made more sense to me as, like, after they were like, yeah, let's do this, yeah, we came up with the idea, like, one of them went, ugh, or something, and, like realized what they were doing, and showed some shame.
Back off a little bit. I'm not hugging Dan. What I thought was gonna be was, oh god, how do we beat Kronos? There's gotta be a way to beat Kronos, and then Dan would say, well, Kronos was designed to like be a match for Gamdeus, so maybe if we can get that fucker out, that'd be interesting.
That seems like a really bad idea. There's
that seems just bad enough that they would try it.
There's that whole you bring in a bigger animal to stop an infestation, and you have an infestation of the bigger animal.
Yes, the lady who swallowed the fly conundrum.
It happened here where there was this like plant that was overgrowing everything, so they brought in these cicadas, or these not cicadas. They brought in these little like ladybug things, that eat the plant specifically in the area that the plant was from. And now our entire state is completely fucking overrun with these ladybug things.
Jesus.
And
you changed the course of evolution slightly.
Yeah. So if you bring in Gemdius or whatever to destroy Kamen Rider Chronicle, then or Kronos, then fucking who destroys Gemdius?
And there's your final arc. X8 Final Form destroys Gamdius.
Yeah, probably.
I think that may be how it's gonna go.
You think the final form's gonna defeat the final boss?
Well, if they're bold this year, they'll try it.
God, that would be so crazy.
Pretty crazy move, but we'll see.
Here's the thing about that, right? This is neither here nor there about Kamen Rider X8, but they introduced the final form way too early now.
Yep.
To where there's no build-up for the final fight anymore. The final fight is like, oh my god, how are we going to stop this crazy powerful dude or whatever? But you've had the final form for like 20 episodes now, so you know how you're going to do it.
It is more than strong enough. It's because, well, I mean, you know what it is. Toy sales,
yeah,
you gotta get it out, you gotta hit the fiscal quarters, yeah. Gone are the days of Kuga, where the final form appears in the last episode only.
Yeah.
Or like the final fight only.
Gone is the days of Fies, where the final form only appears in like an episode, and then it's at the very last episode, and he kicks, and that's the end. Spoilers.
I don't miss those days. Spoilers. Fies is bad.
Yeah, don't
really
watch
terrible last arc.
Don't
terrible
fucking watch
last
the
act.
show. So
are we
let's
done
talk
talking
about
X8?
let's talk about the preview of the next episode.
Oh yeah, Laser's coming back, and his suit looks a lot nicer.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a lot, but it does look nicer.
It looks somewhat nicer. I don't think it's gonna be actually
Kiria. Well, he has like gray stripes on his suit, which is like
that's what Dan has now.
Yeah, it's a little hint that maybe like there's something up with him.
Maybe
knows?
It's a bugster.
Maybe he's revived through the Proto-Gashat and he works for Kronos. He works for Masamune.
But he was killed by a rider, not a bugster. Does that still put him in a Gashat?
I don't know. I fucking don't know.
I guess we'll find out next week.
Although the rider that killed him is now a bugster, so...
My god.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for next week. That's going to be interesting.
Here's an interesting factoid.
Okay.
The Dan in the show is not Dan at all. He's just a computer simulation of Dan.
Yeah.
But everybody treats him like he's the same Dan.
Well, hang on, Jeff. That's Neo Dan to you.
It's Shin Dan Kuroto.
Shin Dan Kuroto, yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
Well, I mean, he's got the same memories and everything. He's the same personality. He's essentially just a continuation.
Yeah, the actual Dan's dead as fuck, but he's
for sure dead, yeah.
The simulation. It's like if somebody just made a clone of you, and then you died, and then everybody just treated the clone like it was you.
Maybe that's what they're doing with Kiria.
Which I've mentioned before about Star Trek.
Oh, yeah. All comes back to Star Trek.
On Star Trek Voyager, Harry Kim is such a lovable character and everyone loves him that he dies and is replaced by an alternate dimension version of him, and no one ever mentions it ever again. For the rest of the show.
That's the serialized TV thing where like something insane happens and everyone's like, let's just never talk about this again.
Yeah. Well, there's an episode of Deep Space Nine where Chief O'Brien goes to like mind prison for 80 fucking years. And to him, he was in a prison for 80 fucking years.
Okay.
But in the real world, only like a couple hours passed because it was like a sped up simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And he pretty much tries to kill himself afterwards because his fucking life was so awful and he can't function anymore. Jesus. And then at the end of the episode, they're like, we need to get you some help. And then the next episode starts and no one ever mentions it again.
He goes to 2 therapy sessions between those episodes. It
is like the 24th century. They probably had some bomb diggity fucking therapy at that point.
What they did after that was they put him through 80 years of paradise in his head in a couple hours, and that reset it.
That'd be pretty dope, though.
Yeah. Then you come back and you're like, oh shit, I'm just on a ship.
Did you heard that, like, holy shit that Liam said, that little bit of, like, I need to watch this?
Nope.
You heard that in it.
Nope.
You heard it.
Nope.
Liam likes good TV with great characters. Sounds like Star Trek.
Nope. No Star Trek ever.
Yeah, we'll see. You're gonna be on M class before the fucking year's over, buddy.
I feel like if I were to start watching Star Trek, I would want to start at the start. Is that a good idea? Just start with the OG series?
I love the OG series.
Okay.
And you've watched Showa Kamen Rider, and the effects in that are worse than the effects
the effects in Showa Kamen Rider.
TOS. I mean,
I love my favorite thing in Showa Kamen Rider is when someone jumps, like when someone's like jumping up onto a platform. It's always just backwards footage of them jumping off of it, it's not always really obvious.
I love it,
except when it's a waterfall and the water is going up as they're jumping up the waterfall.
The thing that always cracks me up is, I thought you were going to say this, when like they jump and there's like 8 jump cuts of them on a trampoline. I love that.
And you can clearly see them going down just a little bit before they start the next one. They do 6 flips in 4 different directions and 3 kicks, and that's great. Showa effects are great.
They really are. I think you having an appreciation for Showa will give you an appreciation for the original series, because you're not going to go into it and be like, these effects look bad.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, Kiri's coming back next episode, maybe. I hope so.
We'll see. He got the flowers though. He can't be.
The flowers are fucking only true until they're not true. Could you imagine how great of a tool that would be to fake people out?
If just this once the flowers were a fake out, oh man.
All you have to do is do that for a few years, right? And then after that
you can pull the rug out, but then you can't do it after that.
No, you have to wait a long time again. But Liam, why don't you tell us about some news?
Okay. So, like a few months ago, we had a story about a Forza actor named Fumika Shimizu, who left acting and joined a weird cult. Remember that?
She joined the Children of whatever. The
Happy
Science, yeah.
The Happy Science organization. Well, I have good news. She's returning to acting.
Is she acting in a Happy Science movie?
Yes, she is.
Oh, no.
6 of them, in fact. And she's also changed her name to Yoshiko Sengen. She's a new human. And she's doing weird religious movies now.
Oh my god. Did we ever do any... We talked about doing a little bit of research into this Happy Science. Did you ever do that?
I have done a bit of research, but I didn't turn up anything hilarious that we didn't already know.
They're not the ones who made that video game, right? And the ones that did that, like...
They're the ones that did the ghostly interview with George Washington, I believe.
Oh. See, I know... There's some Japanese cult that did, like... That tried to, like, kill a bunch of people in a subway or something.
What?
Yeah, I don't think it's the same one.
No. Okay, so her last movie as a normal person is a movie out of Tokyo Ghoul. That's her last movie as Fumika Shimizu. She's coming back as what the fuck did I say her new name was? Yoshiko Sengen, and it's like this talent company called ARI Productions. That kind of they were funded by Happy Science. So I guess she joined and was like, yeah, I'll just act for you guys from now on. And she has a contract now for 6 movies by this company. And I really want to see at least one of them to see what the fuck the content is in these movies.
It's got to be about George Washington, right?
His ghost has to appear at least once. I mean, that's the crux of the religion.
What if they made Kamen Rider Ghost, right? And Ghost's main power was George Washington power. Okay. And it was an actual good series. Wouldn't that be fucking great?
What if Ghost was good? I can't imagine that, actually.
No, I can't
that's beyond
either.
My powers. See, like, the thing is when... Like, you have those kind of... you have religious movie companies in the West here. We have the ones that make those weird Christian movies that no one likes. God's Not Dead is a famous one that had Kevin Sorbo in it.
Fucking Kevin Sorbo.
The first one has Kevin Sorbo. The second one has I don't know the actor's name, but he's Leyland Palmer from Twin Peaks. He's in it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's star-studded. But you can guess what the subject matter of those movies is going to be. Obviously, it's going to espouse some sort of religious value. I can't even fucking imagine what kind of movies Happy Science will make. I don't know much about them, but they seem really weird, and I would love to see what kind of like morals and lessons they'll try to put in their movies.
I want to see one. I do. I think
Just
we
one.
should have like a movie night if
I'd
we
love
can get
to
our
sit
hands
down and
on
watch one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Gustav Alb is going to put the raws up for these happy science movies.
If you do, though, we will credit you.
Yeah,
If you can figure out how to get them into our hands.
yeah, we'll take that shit. We'll do a commentary track. We don't care.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. One of my favorite things about Kevin Sorbo is that he's gone on record a ton about the fact that how like he can't get an acting job anymore because he's a Christian. And it's not just because he's fucking Kevin Sorbo. Like, the only thing Kevin Sorbo had going for him was his muscles, and he doesn't have any of that shit anymore.
Yeah, no, you let that go, and no more Hercules.
Nope. I've watched every episode of Hercules: The Legendary Journeys.
Is it good?
No.
So why did you watch every episode?
It's like comfort food, right? You know it's
Okay.
bad for you, but you just feel comfortable when you're watching it.
I hear you.
It's actually not terrible. It's like a jokey little. If you've ever seen Xena Warrior Princess or anything, that's a spinoff.
I know of it. Wait, Xena's a spinoff of this, or this is a spinoff of Xena?
Xena's a spinoff of Hercules. The
Xena
Legendary
is a
Journeys.
spinoff of Hercules?
Yeah, she appears in a couple episodes of Hercules first.
Holy shit, she got way more popular than that show.
Yeah, she really did. They're probably about the same level of.
Frasier and Cheers all over again.
Yeah. Are you telling me Frasier's more popular than Cheers?
It's comparable.
It's
It's
comparable.
very popular. Yeah.
How come there was never any Seinfeld spinoff?
Because, I don't know, probably would have been bad.
Yeah.
Imagine watching a show with just Kramer.
Ugh.
No, it's an ensemble cast. It doesn't work when they're alone.
I don't
Same
know.
reason Joey failed.
I might watch a show about George.
Maybe George. Maybe George could stand on his own. I don't think
Maybe.
anyone else could.
Spinoffs are usually pretty fucking bad, right? But if
Yeah.
you want to talk about a spinoff that's way more popular than what it came from, did you know Family Matters is a spinoff?
I never watched a single episode, so
Wow,
I can't.
you fucked up. Family Matters is great.
What's it a spinoff of?
It's a spinoff of Perfect Strangers.
I never watched that either.
Well, that one's also great, but for different reasons.
Okay.
Because it's absolutely fucking nuts and terrible, and I love it.
You ever watched Joni Loves Chachi?
Yes. Yes, I have.
I heard it wasn't good.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Joni and Chachi spent a whole lot of time fucking arguing for the title of that show, meaning that, but
Yeah, well, you gotta have drama. You gotta have conflict.
I guess. I mean, fucking Richie Cunningham's parents weren't at each other's throats all the time, but whatever.
Okay, so we also got some other... Thank you for listening to the spin-off TV show cast. We also have some photos today of some new SIC Gaim figures. I know we don't do toy news, but every time a new
Fuck
SIC...
up. We do toy news every week.
I can't stop talking about these SIC Gaim figures because they're so cool!
They do look fucking amazing.
They have the Energy Riders in this one, and they actually made each one have a different bow. Like, Marika's looks like a giant scimitar on the edge of it instead of just being like a normal one. And Duke's has like a straight sword. It looks so cool. Sigurd's is a giant axe, like it's a bow with
They
an
look
axe.
fucking dope, dude. Especially
God.
Marika's.
Yeah, hers looks so cool.
Like she has like a dress thing built into it.
Yeah.
Into her armor. It just looks really fucking cool.
Just look at those things in Marvel. You'll never have one. Just look at the photos.
Oh,
They'll be in the
speaking
blog
of,
post.
we did a little bit of toy news a little while back about Dangerous Zombie getting SH Figuarts released.
Yeah.
And we joked that we would kill ourselves if it turned out that it was a web exclusive. So, Liam, I've got a gun here. And
2 bullets.
you go first.
How about you go first, and then I'll go. Sucker!
I'm still alive!
No! Fuck!
Yeah, it's a fucking web exclusive. Say bye-bye
course
to
it
that
is.
shit unless you want to pay a scalper.
They know. They know what's the best. They know what you want. They make that shit web exclusive.
It seems like if you just released it as a regular figure, you'd make more money, but whatever.
Nope. And we can't, we have our own Bandai store now, but it's not good yet.
No, unless you want one of 4 Gundam figures, you're fucked.
Yeah. I can go downtown and get a Gundam. I don't need you for Gundams, Bandai.
No, there are many other places on the internet to buy Gundam shit.
Yeah. This should be for imports, for exclusive shit.
But it's not. It's for
nothing. You know the kind of shit I had to go through to get a DX Acorn Lockseed?
Had to suck a lot of dicks.
I had to pay money for it, and I don't like doing that.
No.
I remember I did it. I was in a class. I was in university at the time. I was in a class and saw that it went up, and I was like, I can't pass this by. So I ordered it on my laptop during a lecture. It's the worst thing I've ever done in a class.
It's not the worst thing I've ever done. But,
do I want to hear this story? Or?
No, you don't. But, the web exclusiveness is gonna fucking screw everybody over forever, and there's no way to get out of it at the end.
Life is horrible.
Hey, Liam.
We'll die soon. Yeah?
What's your favorite Gundam?
My favorite Gundam is the Zaku Amazing from Gundam Build Fighters Season 1.
Oh my god, that's not even a Gundam.
Favorite? Sick Gundam. What's your favorite Gundam?
That's not even a Gundam.
Yeah, it is.
It's a mobile suit.
Oh, fuck you. I don't know what's a Gundam and what's not a Gundam.
Gundams are only the special versions. They're not
Okay, then I like the Build Strike full package from Gundam Build Fighters, because that's the only Gundam I ever saw.
Full package?
Because he starts with
Did you never watch G Gundam?
No, I never watched G Gundam. Dude, I never watched Seed.
You really need... Fuck Seed. You really need to watch G Gundam, though. That series is fucking amazing.
I heard it's fantastic. He starts in Build Fighters, he starts with like a really shitty Gundam that doesn't even have any weapons. And then later he's like, okay, I have a shield and some wings and shit. It's the full package now. Build Strike full package. That's what he calls it.
The full package.
Yeah, but Zaku Amazing is cooler.
It's not a Gundam.
Yeah, I know, but it's cooler.
You need to learn your fucking terminology, buddy.
I don't. I've never seen a proper Gundam show before.
My favorite Gundam is the Gundam Maxter from G Gundam. Because it's a fucking boxing Gundam.
Does it have big fists?
It's got big ass boxing glove fists.
That's cool.
And it's also a football Gundam because it's an American Gundam.
Oh, is that Chibity Crockett's Gundam?
Yeah, Chibity Crockett is the best character to ever come out of Gundam. And he makes me proud to be American.
I like when animes have the big, muscular, boisterous asshole American. The Bandit Keith.
The thing I really... fucking Bandit Keith. The thing I really love about some anime that have Americans in it is that Americans are loud and boisterous and dickheads, but they're, like, really great guys as well. Like, in Scried, there's, like, Straight Cougar. Or, like, Chibity Crockett, or fucking, I don't know, other American.
Yeah.
I also love it when Americans are just unrepentant assholes and everyone hates them in the show. I love that
like
as well.
Bandit Keith. Yeah.
Anyway,
one last thing. We got some proper, real clear scans of X8's Movie Rider. We kind of seen a bit of him before, but this is like a lot of clear pictures that came out, and it's a ninja game. And what do you think of the design, Jeff?
I actually would really love the design if he didn't have actual hair coming out of the side of the helmet. Like, if that was a plastic piece, like the top of the helmet, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And it would be it would be, like, really great. The color scheme ain't so hot, but...
It's fine. It's at least distinguishable from the other riders in its color scheme.
That's true. It's just, like, the orange, white, and black. It's, like, way too white to have an orange and black scheme.
It's a bit tacky.
Yeah.
Actually, it's all about those tacky colors.
I really like it, though.
I do like it, but you're right about the hair. It's this thing in Japanese media where ninjas always have to have, like, a flowing thing. A scarf or a hair or a cape or something. And I guess with this one, we were unfortunate enough to get a fucking 2 strips of hair.
Yeah, he's got 2 giant mutton chops.
Because God forbid a Kamen Rider have a scarf or something.
No, that would be ridiculous.
That'd be
when
insane.
has a Kamen Rider ever had a scarf?
Nah, that's groundbreaking. Can't have a scarf on a Kamen Rider.
Yeah, it would be really great if he had a scarf. That would be a 10 out of 10 suit.
But it's a cool design. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I mean, usually in my brain, movie writer usually equals recolor, so it's cool that it's a good last few years. Movie writer's been
maybe
Dark
they
Ghost
got tired of the
notwithstanding,
jokes.
Yeah. Dark Ghost, no one was gonna put effort into that. They were fuck this, but this guy looks cool. Dark Drive was really cool.
Nobody put effort into Ghost. Why would they put effort into Dark Ghost?
They should put Dark Ghost is the opposite. They should put a ton of effort into Dark Ghost.
That's true. Well, the Ghost suit looks great. It's just the show itself is fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's true. I can't even look at it anymore. I was playing.
It's like tainted, right? You can't just you can't enjoy it anymore.
I was playing Betrayed War Genesis the other day, and my roommate was in the room, and I said, "Hey, based on all these, just their designs, like you don't know anything about them, he doesn't know shit about Kamen Rider." I said, "Just their designs. Who do you think looks the coolest?" And he chose Ghost. And I said, "You know what? You're not wrong, but you have no clue like how fucking awful that show is."
I don't know if I would choose Ghost even if I didn't know.
Yeah, he likes Ghost. Of all
It's
the
a
main
really
writers.
great. It's a really great design, but I don't know. Too bulky.
He's a really big fan of Musashi Miyamoto, so we got a kick out of that.
Oh, too bulky.
It's I like it. It should be a little. If it was slimmer, it would look better with the hoodie.
Oh
but
yeah.
Like in a lot of fan art, it's slimmer and the hoodie kind of hangs off more and looks a lot cooler. But
if he wore the hoodie, it would be a lot fucking cooler.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough for news. Let's talk
enough
about
for news.
Let's talk about Kamen Rider Amazon's episode 21.
This week on Amazon's episode 21, a Kamen Rider gets his bug eyes cut by some Batman arms.
Yeah, we
Super cool.
learn the history of Chihiro's birth. That Jin and Nanaha.
There it is. Nana. The reason why Chihiro is special and has weird Amazon Saibos is because he is the result of an actual biological union between a human and an Amazon.
And it turns out that for some reason Jin and Haruka also have the new Saibos in them because they're a fusion of human and Amazon DNA, but aren't they all?
Here's what I think, because the actual like logistics of where the Amazons come from, like the actual science of how they're made, does not matter at all in season 1. Never, it's totally glossed over, but now it's important. So here's what I think. I think the other Amazons in the show, like the random ones, are just created in a lab. Like you're born there as an Amazon.
I guess that could be true.
But Jin and Haruka are probably made from the mixture, like they were humans that got infected with themselves.
See, I don't know, because Haruka was created.
Haruka was created with a mixture of human DNA. I think they touch on that a few times.
Yeah.
But they're like, she made him with a piece of her own DNA and some Amazon, or a piece of some human DNA and some Amazon Saibos. So he's special. Jin infected himself. Chihiro is like a natural birth. That's why they're special.
Dude, there's like my probably one of my favorite moments, maybe my favorite moment in Amazons happens in this episode. And it's when Jin is hanging out with the doctor and Nanaha is asleep on the couch. She's pregnant. And the doctor's like, he's kind of like flippant about it. He's kind of like jovial for a minute. And then he just gets quiet. And he says, you know, because he's your son, he might have Amazon DNA. And Jin just gets fucking dead serious quiet and turns around and says, I will kill all Amazons. I was like, fuck, he's gonna murder his own baby.
No exceptions with this guy.
And that just, like, cemented Jin's purpose in the whole season 2.
There he is. I'm tempted to say this is my favorite episode.
This was a
so far
really
in season 2.
Fucking intense episode.
I loved watching Jin descend throughout the course of it. He as we saw at the end of season 1, he's kind of crazy. He's got the fucked up face, and he's sort of starting to lose it. And in this episode, you see the full logical conclusion of that, where he's completely fucked up. He's not even. He's totally out of it, like 3/4 of the time. that was really interesting to watch, especially with Nanaha sticking with him the whole time, even when he's almost eating her.
Yeah, dude, this whole episode was intense. There's just a lot of close-ups of Jin screaming at the top of his lungs.
It gets a little hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah. Like, this dude is in agony.
Yeah.
Just constant anguish, and it's fucking intense. This episode was really, really good.
And I like this, the best part, I can't believe I would say this about Hojo's actor after he had to star in Fies. He's fantastic in this episode.
He really is.
He has this part where he's talking about protecting, he's talking about the family, or like the nature of family and protecting family, and it keeps flashing forward to him fucking murdering his whole family and eating them.
Yeah.
These quick little flash forwards to it. I love that little sequence. How you kind of get this context. It's just, his character is really interesting. I really thought he would just be like this one-off, like, here's a photo of him, and fuck you, you're never going to see him again.
No, but his character's really great.
They actually delve into it. I like it.
He plays him really well, too. Like, I never thought Hojo's actor would be able to play a character that's so, like, warm and friendly and relatable as a character.
Yeah. He's like totally different from his usual roles that we've seen him in.
There's a little bit in this episode that really fucking got to me, right? Jin says, in order to protect humanity, I threw away my humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the Kamen Rider in this series.
Yeah, he's the first one that shows up, yeah.
Like, he's sort of the antagonist of the series. But in any other Kamen Rider series, we would be seeing things from his point of view. Like, the Amazons are mindless monsters and you have to kill them.
Yeah, if any other Rider came out, if it was like a Showa series, and a guy was like, well, you know, I have the power of the monsters, and I'll beat them all to protect humanity. And you're like, yeah that's Kamen Rider.
That's Jin.
But we
see it from the Amazons' point of view in this as well, although sometimes it gets a little bit hard to see it from the Amazons' point of view, because
this episode is so good about that. Because
yeah.
you see the bit where someone, like an Amazon, is about to eat somebody and Jin stops them, and they still treat it like Jin is this monster, but you, the viewer, is left with this, you have both sides of the story.
Yeah, like Jin kills the fly.
Whatever it
like
is.
The fly Amazon.
Is, yeah.
And they drag the other Amazons drag his body off, and they're like, oh my god, he murdered another one of us. But that Amazon was trying to kill a human being.
Yeah, and they're all like, how many of us have to die?
Yeah, so, like, you're left with this question of, like, who really is the villain, you know?
But at the same time, yeah, it's like those Amazons have to eat people or else they'll die. It's a conundrum. Like, Kobayashi just looks at this like, basic Rider series and says, what if there was an actual extra dimension to it? Just like the Amazons are regular people.
Yeah, what if the Showa monsters were just regular people who were forced against their will and weren't brainwashed to be an evil organization or whatever? They were just forced against their will to have to be monsters.
It's like if Fies was well written. How, like, these people just, like the Orphnox, these people just wake up and have powers and have to decide how to deal with it, but they're still monsters. It's like if that was really well written, it would be Amazons.
I think this series also, like, Season 2, a little bit more than Season 1, I think, does a really good job of showing just how overwhelmingly intense the desire to eat people is for an Amazon.
Yeah.
That they can't help it. And that's terrifying as a viewer to think, like, what if that happened to me?
And they like, the show is really good at using music and camera angles and cuts and stuff to convey a feeling of dread and intensity. It's just a really well put together show. Like, we talk mostly about the writing, but just, like, everything about the show is very well done.
Oh yeah, there's I mentioned some of the strange choices in cinematography, but, like, 99.9% of the time, the cinematography in this show is fucking amazing. Like, I was talking about all the scenes of Jin, like, screaming. There's one scene where he's laying on the ground, and he's just screaming over and over while Haruka drives away, and the camera's just below him, so you're just seeing him at the edge of the screen, screaming, and it's so perfectly framed. It's a little hard to watch.
This is for sure my favorite episode of Season 2 so far.
This is my favorite Season 2 by far. I feel like Jin is the missing key Like, he's what made, like, season 1 so great, seeing his character progression and seeing him come back into this. And I was not expecting the reason why he's blind to be Haruka blinded him.
Yeah, we both said it was because his body was just deteriorating, and it was.
Yeah, apparently he got over it.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Maybe that'll be explained later, but... no, Haruka fucking cuts his eyes open.
Yeah. It's just natural Amazon healing ability, maybe?
Maybe.
Like, his body processed Talalak.
And just got it out of his system.
Yeah, and it just took a really long, painful time, but that's not really the important bit. The important bit is that his eyeballs got fucking slashed out of his fucking head.
Yeah, if they never explain how he gets over Talalak, I won't really give a shit, actually, because it's not important to the story at all. It's just he got over it.
And it's just insane that he's been searching this entire time to find his own son to murder him. That's his goal.
Just to kill him. Whatever. That's our Jin.
That's our Jin.
Wah, wah.
It's intense, man. That's the best word to describe Amazons.
Amazons is very intense. Do we have any emails?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, we've got a few emails from a few different people.
Throw some emails.
This week, our first email comes from friend of the show, Graham.
Oh, boy.
Who says, do you think Machiko Soga
Bandora.
Yeah, Bandora could have played the grandma in Kabuto if she wasn't terminally ill when the show started and died while it was airing? Graham, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I always thought it was kind of weird that they never show Tendo's grandma.
She's dead.
Oh, yeah. That actually explains a lot.
Well, it's like, she could have done it as like a little guest role thing, but way to depress the shit out of me, man. Jesus. Thanks for writing in.
Maybe they could have brought back Tackle's actor to do it. Maybe she could have done it.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Was she alive at the time?
No. That's why that was the joke.
Anyway, our next email. Our next email is from Barrett. I loved you in Final Fantasy VII. He says, remember me, Rider Club Radio number 7 superfan, first in line, etc., etc. I've had a busy post-grad life, but your dulcet tones helped me relax on my days off. Thank you so much for the quality #content. Thank you for giving Fize a shot, and I'm sorry the latter half is so bad. So am I.
So, yeah. Trust me, not nearly as sorry as we are.
I'll keep it short, but I have 2 questions. 1, if you could swap 2 monsters in any Toku series, what monsters would they be? Bonus points if they have a similar theme. This question is mostly just an excuse to say that I would swap the Rose Amazon with Fat Dan. I would love it if the CR had to handle a rampant decapitation outbreak while Fat Dan runs from Chihiro and EU trying to tear his arms off. That would be amazing.
I would substitute Fat Dan with the Rose Monster from Stronger who can just poison you and kill you.
I would switch any rider from a lighthearted series, any like monster from a lighthearted rider series with Doris from Zeto, and just
switch
watch
out the dildo monster from Ghost with
Doris, and just watch those stupid fucking moron characters get chased around by the monster grasshopper Terminator and just have no way to stop him whatsoever because he just keeps coming.
The new main villain. How are you gonna touch Doris?
If you fuck with him too much, he'll turn into Red Doris, and then you're fucked.
And you're really in trouble. Yeah. That setup's cool.
Have you ever been really disappointed in a sub/translation that you enjoyed? I was reading my Japanese comic books online, and one translation group I liked put a slur in out of nowhere that no one else did. It was a huge bummer. Thanks for your time, and have a shitty day. I have one for this.
Okay.
There is a subgroup. There was a subber who had some, like, random name. He wasn't a... I guess it's still called a subber if you translate, like, manga.
You're a
translator?
You're just a translator.
Yeah, there was a translator who had this normal name or whatever. And then he changed his name to, like, the Texas Child Rapist.
What?
And, like, the end of every comic had this, like, weird page of a dude, like, heading ominously towards little girls.
What?
And I was
Are you
like,
serious?
I'm 100% fucking serious.
Why would you do that to your own reputation?
I don't know. And I was halfway through a fucking manga at this point. So I was just like, well, fuck, I guess I gotta keep reading.
What was the manga?
I think it might have been Spirits, as a matter of fact.
No way.
Yeah. I think it might have been. If it wasn't Spirits, I don't know.
The Kamen Rider fan base just gets more interesting every day.
It was so fucking weird. And I was just like... I was so disappointed in whoever did that. Just as a human being.
Someone woke up and was like, what a lovely day. Had some waffles and was like, you know what, today, you know what I'm going to do today? I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think it's time for a rebranding of my manga translation. I shall henceforth be known as the Texas Child Rapist.
Oh, he was the Nevada Child Rapist.
The Nevada Child... Oh, okay, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Never mind. He's fine then. Never
yeah,
mind.
that's perfectly acceptable.
Do you have anything like that besides Du Wang?
Duwang's the obvious low-hanging fruit. I am a big fan of Shaman King.
Yes.
And I'm the only big fan of Shaman King, so finding good translations of it was really hard. And there was one translation of it that I just had to read because it was the only one that existed. But the fucking translator kept putting little comments in the gutters between panels of like, oh, I think this character's hot, or like, oh, she's really cool, and shit like that. And it was so distracting, and it bothered the shit out of me. But it was the only, every site had it. It was the only translation that existed at the time. So I just soldiered on. My life was really tough, but I just dealt with it like a true hero.
I can't believe you fucking made it through that, man. I can't believe you did it.
I can't. I'm sure I've seen some awful subs in my time, but I can't think of anything particularly. I've seen some TV Nihon stuff that was pretty disappointing.
Banana New Shoes.
Akuma Dino 3 Yuki. It's just
Baka Santachi.
No, that stupid Shaman King translation bothered me more than anything else.
Yeah. No, I don't think anything touches the Nevada Child Rapist.
That's what... Why?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I guess it was supposed to be funny. I don't know.
Well.
Our next email is from Jake the Snake.
Jake L. Snake-O.
He said, hey Jeff and Liam, definitely enjoying how Masamune does things as the main villain so far. His businessman's take on managing both sides isn't something I usually expected in the bad guy in the series.
Yeah, he's cool. I forgot to mention, there's one bit in this scene of X8 that is definitely a reference, where right before he stops time, he says, Mudada! I'm almost certain that's a JoJo reference, but maybe
you
that's
sound like one of those motherfuckers, though. It's just like, that's a JoJo reference.
Is that a JoJo reference? I think it is, though. In Japan, everything is actually a JoJo reference.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself, JoJo bitch.
Whatever.
I also love JoJo, but...
Yeah.
Love the father-son talk that happened, too. The Dans are a really messed up family.
Yep.
Genmu Company's president congratulating his new right-hand man with "good job" at the episode's closing moments just cracked me up. It made me remember evil Krim Steinbelt's "good luck" for some reason. Questions.
Always.
1. Gamer Writers forums starting from level 50 all have at least one unique finisher name, i.e. Tattle Fantasy's Critical Slash, Perfect Puzzles, Critical Combo, etc. What would be the names of the signature critical finishes for Streets of Rage 2 and Blood Moon, respectively?
Oh my god. Jesus. Always put me on the spot with these things. I'm trying to think
This is
about
tough.
a word from Blood Moon that would, like, give that.
It would probably be Critical Knuckle,
Oh, yeah,
because
that makes-
it's called
yeah.
Bare Knuckle in Japan.
Yeah.
Streets of
Punch the
Rage
shit out
is.
of things. I'm pretty sure
Critical Knuckle!
Pretty sure Blood Moon in Japan is called Blood Moon, so I don't have that to go on.
Looks like you're fucked.
Critical Bleed.
That'd be great, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be really good.
Yeah, there we go. Bam! Pulled that right out of the
Add
brain.
that to the canon. Add that to the canon.
The Lore Master. Get out your book.
I don't keep track of any of this. If you hadn't told me Streets of Rage 2 was my level 50, I wouldn't have remembered. So.
I remembered because I thought that was hilarious. Like, your first one was Streets of Rage. What'd you pick? Streets of Rage 2.
I I'm so
No, it
lazy.
fits. All of them are sequels. The level 50s are sequels.
I'm the
So
laziest idiot. 2. Thoughts or predictions after the last scene of the preview for next week's episodes, if you guys watched it? If it really is Kyria, then the yellow static in the opening being kept all this time is an even better detail than I thought, and returning in a rain scene would be fitting, in my opinion. Thanks, and looking forward to the next episode, as always, Jake the Snake.
I think it's a fake copy of Kyria. That's my guess.
I hope
Some
it's
kind
the
of
real
ersatz.
Kyria. I'm going to take the other side and say it's the real Kyria, and he's going to
Okay.
start working with Masamune.
And the loser quits the podcast.
Oh, God, I hope I lose. I've never wanted to be a loser more in my life.
And yet always you are. So.
Oh, he got me, everybody. Did everybody hear? Did everybody hear that Liam got me?
Wow.
We also got a nice email from Sam, who writes in quite often. And it was a lot of cool opinions, but there were no questions in it. And we're kind of running out of time. So,
Okay.
thank you for writing in, Sam. I just wanted to say that. We might touch on that at a later date.
Okay.
So, what I would like to say is if you'd like your email actually read on the air, maybe, you could send in an email to riderclubradio@gmail.com.
You send it in and it's just up to the whims of Jeff after that.
Pretty
He
much.
deals with that, yeah. And if you'd like to follow us on Twitter or tweet at us or retweet our shit or whatever you want to do, you can follow us at Rider Club Radio on Twitter.
So, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week, and keep on riding.
Later.
See ya.